Hey y'all, did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? Wait, look at the picture, look at the picture. Do y'all see their faces? Oh my God. Yo, DJ, roll that beautiful champagne. Put it. Welcome to Champagne Secrets with Empress and Kingston, where the bubbles are crisp, the secrets are smoother than silk, and the gossip flows like the finest champagne. So grab your glass, darlings. Let the corks pop, the laughter bubble, and the tea spill. Here, we sip sophistication and spill secrets with style. So hang out with us in the secret chalet and enjoy the chicest, sassiest, and bubbliest gossip hour on YouTube. Everyone has an opinion. This is ours.
Big up yourself, Empress. Glasses up. To the streets that never sleep, and to the secrets running deep. Let's get it.
Oh my champagne shit. Yes, baby. If you're on your champagne shit, go ahead and throw them glasses in the air and wave them around and pour them up like you just don't care. Welcome to Champagne Secrets. I'm the Empress.
And it's me, Kingston the King, hard as steel and keeping it tough and real.
Welcome to this bubbly new channel of random reactions. We may react to what's going on in the news. We may react to what's going on in social media. And we may even react to what's going on in reality TV.
And everything in between, so buckle up.
Everything in between. So make sure you have your glass and make sure you have it filled to the rim. Matter of fact, keep that bottle sitting next to you. Kingston, what are we sipping on today?
Walked over to the chiller. First thing that touched my hand was a Moet. So we just gonna go with the first choice, because the first choice I find is always the best choice.
The first choice is the best choice, and we're glad that you chose us. Let's get into it. But
Let's get it.
before we do, we got to give a little disclaimer because over here we don't name, call, tear down, or berate.
We joke a little bit.
We do, however, deal with actions and behaviors, and we have a little fun while doing it, sipping on a little something, something while doing it. And if you're in one of those states that's legal, may smoke on a little something, something while doing it
Burn one for
too.
us one time.
Burn one for us one time. Yes, so let's get ready to get into it. Remember to keep it bubbly, because we like a little clinking chaos, huh? We love a little mess with a twist.
All of that there.
So we're going to be talking about the Baddies East.
But I like to call them Saddies East. Remember that.
Because they sad. They just absolutely sad. Every episode gets sadder and sadder and sadder.
Just a chaotic situation, a bacchanal, if you will.
Man, so my question to you is, before we get into this reaction, what do you think the future of the Baddies is going to be?
A train wreck. No more, no less. It's a train wreck. And they don't see it. They're heading dead on into a situation and don't even see it.
They have to change this narrative because nobody has a storyline.
At all. They're literally running in a circle and grasping at straws.
I keep saying, and I'll say it over and over again, I feel like they're trying to make baddies for the elderly. Baddies for the season.
Yeah, baddies is like an old broom. There's an old proverb, right? And it says, even an old broom can catch the corners twice. So in this situation, they're constantly catching the corners and they thinking it's still working. But in the reality of it, they just are a sad old broom that needs to be put away.
Because Natalie looking older and older every episode.
Every episode,
Every
senior
episode,
citizen
and
this
we
side.
we gonna get into it. So, of course, this episode starts off where it left off last episode, where it left off the episode before that. And I'm starting to feel like this season was filmed in 2.2 weeks. I really am, because Rolly have on the same outfit that she done had on for the last three damn episode confessionals. I just don't understand. But this is what I mean by, I think all of this is fillers, because there's no way we should be on the same fight for three episodes. It's giving me old school Days of Our Lives, when they storylines used to last 12 weeks.
Definitely, one of the things that this show definitely has a lot of is fillers, and it definitely is giving me a soap opera vibes. I'm just waiting for the what's his name, for Stefano to run out the back, because these individuals is young and definitely reckless.
Listen, it's giving me Dragon Ball Z, and I'm still waiting on what was his name that got the glow?
A Bruce Leroy type situation, the last dragon.
Man, listen, I'm waiting on Frieza. I'm listen when. Okay, let's get into it. So we start off with the continuation of this fight that we had 2 episodes ago, and
And we gotta come on now. If we're gonna be real and we're really gonna talk about it, they're not really having any fights on this show, and I'm not condoning any violence, whether it's man on man or whether it's woman on woman. But the only fight that I seen on this show this season was with Zeke. She had that girl looking like a unicorn running around there.
yeah, but the fact of the matter is, I'm tired of the fighting. When are y'all gonna get to something else besides fighting? Every episode, you got the battle at the Baddies Corral going on in the backyard barbecue, where somebody being served up like a stuffed roasted pig every week. Like, what is really going on? If y'all wanted to make this fight club, why didn't you just throw a ring in the backyard and make it a pay-per-view event with fighting on it? Because that's all you're doing.
See, but then one gotta ask the question, right? Who's really to blame here? Is it them for constantly following the same narrative? Or us for constantly showing up to the same narrative and never making any noise about it? Because we're showing up every week and we're looking at it, hoping for it to change. Either they're insane or we are.
I think it's all the way around. We insane for watching this shit, and they insane for putting it out.
That's a tragic
It's
situation.
a tragic situation. Just the blind leading the blind, and the dumb getting dumber.
I keep watching every week because I say, I just know that this week they're going to get it together. It's not going to be like last week. It's going to be something different.
This is just a series of. They should have named this "Pimps Up, Hoes Down," because that's what the show is. Lemuel and Zeus are the pimps. Natalie is the bottom bitch, and the rest of them is the hoes. Like that. That's what it is. Because none of y'all have a storyline, including Natalie. You don't even have a storyline. One minute you want to be the EP, next minute you want to be a baddie. Like, girl, choose your struggle, or go holler at Mona Scott so she can give you some lessons.
You say that, I call it naked and afraid. Because you constantly got individuals running around with no clothes, doing meaningless exercises, and not getting paid.
Lord Jesus Christ. And some of them need to put clothes on, because I'm tired of seeing it rolly. But let's continue. So we have
Her
this
name
fight.
fits.
We have this fight. Should call it Rolo. You remember those candies
I
we used to
definitely
eat?
did. The candy that was chocolate and it had a space ever so often. There's a lot of chocolate there and a lot of space.
So you have E.T., or Entertainment Tonight, as I like to call her, trying to run up on Biggie consistently because she's not done fighting and she wants to get her lick back. And that's why I say that I came with this girl, because she don't have a storyline, she doesn't have any character, and she doesn't have any originality.
I,
Episode after episode after episode, you see nothing new out of E.T.
unfortunately, this individual ET, if you will, is behaving like her name. She's an extraterrestrial. So she's doing things that's out of this world and unknown to most of us. But this is literally the planet of individuals that we are stuck here with. Some individuals who feel like they got a hold on life. They could do whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say. That's a plumb lie, period.
And that's why she keeps trying to go after Biggie, because Biggie is her storyline. And she doesn't even realize the more you go after Biggie, the bigger you make Biggie, because you have no point in going after this girl. So every time you stand up to her, you make her bigger.
Definitely.
But because you let Rolly gas you up, you let her put the key in your back to twist it, go after Biggie, because she don't want to do it. Let the truth be told, she don't want to keep going at Biggie, so she puts the gas in your back in order for you to do it.
She keep trying to run around with Rolly. She gonna look up and they're gonna be in a shanty full of baddie blunts.
And that's it. Because hold on, what happened to? What stresses me out with Rolly is you do all this stuff for Zeus. Where's your show, sis? Where's your show? Ain't we in year number 2? Hell, Blueface getting ready to come out with another show, and you still don't have yours.
That part.
But you doing all this showing out, all this bullying for Zeus. What, for a bad body job? Because it ain't for the show. What happened to the show being released so that we can see your whole process? What happened to that?
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave it, P, because I want to stay on the theme of the show that you already designated. But I didn't know that they were making guest appearances from Ghostbuster on here. What was that person's name? Help
Who?
me out now on the Ghostbuster movie. The individual was white and like pouncing around.
Casper?
No. Oh my goodness. Wow. Somebody been blazing themselves. No, the individual had like a little sailor hat on, bouncing around.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Mellow Puffs. What was the Mellow Puff or whatever the name of the individual? The Marshmallow Puff man, whatever it was. You remember?
No.
My goodness. Moving on. That's why you don't smoke weed, kids. Say no. You hear me? It's not for you. Let them over here do it, okay?
Cut it out. But this girl does not have a storyline. I can't with Entertainment Tonight, and what makes me even madder at her to the point where I can't snot even more is that you don't even realize the reason I call you Entertainment Tonight is because for them, you're for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Them girls don't like you for real. They don't care about you, E.T. They was willing to beat you up in the auditions. They don't care for you. They use you in order to do stuff that they don't want to do, and you don't even realize it.
And to play kid games. Because who hide in the bushes
Who
to try to
is
fight somebody? Nobody grown, I know.
who
We
is
face the situations
hiding?
head on, rough, tough, and mashing it, you know? Or we leave it be. Either we're going to hit it or we're going to leave it. You're jumping out of bushes. If you're going to squabble, and then go about your business.
Sitting over there like crouching tiger, hidden dragon, and came out and did nothing.
Crouching tiger, hidden Negro, you know?
That was the most pointless fight. It was the fight that didn't fight. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Cause sis, you first of all, I'm gonna put up a side by side because I saw ET square up, sis. And if you think this square up has anything on this square up, go and throw up that picture of Tasiki when she squared up with March. Sis, I don't understand how you think you can do anything with this. Do you see the form? Do you see this?
I definitely am not one that says that he's clairvoyant, right? But I see her future. And in her future, I see lumps on her head.
Mount Rushmore.
Indeed.
Ooh, mounds. Almond Joy. Name one. Cause Siki gonna eat you up, says you barking up the wrong and right tree all at the same
I
time.
feel like the daughter is about to teach another lesson to another individual.
So then we continue. We have Natalie climbing out this. Y'all, Natalie is really looking older and older each episode. Sis, this show is aging you. First of all, excuse me, a few episodes you stepped out with that blonde wig that everybody was gassing you up, talking about you look like a Barbie. No, sis, you didn't look like a Barbie. You look like Auntie. And this week coming out that pool with
She look,
that hair and that swimming suit on, you look like Auntie's auntie.
she look like she been through on the Barbie. If you know, you know.
Goodness gracious.
You good?
I
You
am.
better sip a little bit.
I have to sip a little bit. Where the glass at? Oh, goodness.
But at the end of the day, you know, the situation is what the situation is, and they're running dry. No storyline, no substance, no cash. What are you doing to yourselves? You gotta do something different because this is not working. And while you're running around playing cat and mouse games, Jocelyn is over there, I assure you, putting together a plan and gonna come out hard on the next season.
Sitting over there looking hoodwinked, all of them. They didn't look like no baddies in the pool. They all look like saddies and ancient. Look like they got they swimming suits from the swap meet with bonnets, and only thing came out looking bad was, I gotta say, T was cute. I have to say, Taseki, Taseki
Well,
Bay,
now, you know,
Taseki.
Zeki stands on her own.
Listen, they got that shot of Taseki dropping that robe. I said, y'all better get this girl her flowers. Yes.
Flowers or something else.
And Sky. Sky looked good in her swimming. The rest of
No
them,
doubt.
like Natalie, you the EP.
But
How you look this thrown away in a swimming suit? It didn't even fit.
I'm waiting on the real Sky to come out though. I understand she trying to be cool and trying to be metal and trying to be zen and all of that there. Let your real Caribbean side out. Loose it.
I
'Cause they
wish
think
she
it's a
would have
game.
been. I wish
Let
she
go.
would have been Mama Sky, really throughout this season of Baddies, and showed everybody why she had to calm herself down, because Sky on Black Ink Crew, baby, listen, I don't know if they was ready for Sky to get loose from Black Ink Crew.
She was tougher than a strong hit from a Geechee person.
And
If you know, you know.
she's calmed down a whole lot. So I wish she would have kind of stepped up and been the leader, because clearly Natalie ain't a leader. She having an identity crisis right now. She don't know if she want to be the leader or follow the leader. I see Rolly in more confessionals than I see Natalie,
Yeah,
talking about the rules and the stuff that she want to do. Like, Natalie, are you following Rolly, or is Rolly following you?
I think Natalie just had a reality check. She understands what it really is and what the pecking order is when it comes to Zeus. And Baddies is not the number one show on Zeus. It's all about Jocelyn and her situation that she got going on over there. Period.
I love Jocelyn, and I actually love watching Jocelyn's cabaret more than I like watching Baddies, because at least they got to a bag.
Definitely.
At least they got to the bag. Like, people watch Baddies to see them fight. I
Right.
would love to see these girls, or Zeus, should I say, do a show that shows the baddies leveling up and not just doing all this fighting. Like, get a bunch of girls together who think they're baddies and let them really get to the bag. Have this one going over here to studios to talk to producers about making music and what that's going to take. Have this one over here working on makeup lines and chemists and coming up with their own formulas, and send this one over here to deal with how to develop a clothing line and build that brand. Show these girls leveling up instead of just fighting. We sick of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, all they gotta do is follow that narrative and that formula that you just gave there. And it can still get Lemuel what he needs because, you know, he wants to get to the money at all cost. but at the same time help these girls to be able to get in a situation to where them can take care of themselves. Because if you do those things that you just spoke of there, then those individuals will be able to create their own bag, also put back into the main bag, and continue to grow up individuals. Yeah, I understand you're still going to keep the ratchet because there will always be an affinity for that, but at the same time provide another way for those who are too old and aging out of this situation. I understand you have to do what you have to do in order to be able to get on, but once you get on, you gotta get off before you burn yourself out.
Yeah, and Natalie is starting to look real burnt out.
Indeed, and it's sad.
Real
It's
burnt
sad.
out.
She's come too far to allow herself to go out like that. If you're planning on going out, go out in the right way. But I understand she's still shocked though because she thought that she was the top dog over there, and she realized she's just a pup in a situation.
She's definitely a pup. She's definitely, and we gonna get into that in a second because you have Natalie in Biggie's face. Excuse me, and she's in Biggie's face talking about you messed up my bag, and I got a problem. So for me, this whole scene was Natalie needing a moment.
Mm.
I think someone got into Natalie's ear and told her, "Girl, you letting everybody else get moments and you ain't got no moment and you fading into the background. You need to step up and do something." So I feel like this was Natalie trying to get her moment, and she tried to get her moment against Biggie,
Yeah.
talking about this so-called bag that I haven't seen them get yet this season.
And then when she approached the situation, and she definitely needed to do so, you should have did it, and you should have had your heart and your mind together in order to be able to do it. You went, you tried to address the situation. Biggie made you back down. I'm not saying you should have threw hands, but if you're the boss, you be the boss and you stand on the situation. Because at the end of the day, you messed up the money. I don't care what the outside situation was, and you as the boss should have addressed the situation. But she calmed you all the way down, backed you down, and then it was over. And on top of that, you got hit in the back of the head by extraterrestrial.
And then on top of that, it really shows how powerless Natalie really is. Because I thought she was supposed to be out the house, Natalie. I thought you served her an eviction notice, Natalie. How the landlord can't evict the tenant?
I guess COVID rules are still in effect on their baddies.
Clearly, it's COVID rules in effect. Ain't no evictions going on till Zeus say so. So that, like I said, pimps up, hoes down, and Natalie, you just the bottom bitch, baby. You ain't in charge.
Poor Sadie's East.
Poor Saddies East. They just sad.
Indeed.
So sad. So then we have Entertainment Tonight and Rolly. Thing one and thing negative one and a half. Kicking up to Camila because she won't allow them to wind her clock and make her say something that she didn't see.
Big up to Camila, right? She's finally standing up for herself, and I like that. I thought it was just a fluke type situation when she did it with the girl. What's her name? Smiley. And I'm like, okay, she just picking on a situation that's already bad. But for her to stand up like that for herself, should let me know that she's not taking it no more. Maybe it was her birthday energy. Who knows?
Yeah, because like she said, she's starting to realize that Rolly winds E.T. back. She can't move without E.T. and E.T. can't move without her. We gonna get into that little something in a minute because I'm starting to wonder.
But I can see it. The writing is on the wall, you know? Security, when Rolly was running around near trying to get in a situation, security actually jumped in between it this time. They're tired of the narrative that Rolly and her puppet is trying to paint, and they're gonna find themselves painted out of the picture real quick if not careful.
Yeah, because you see Rolly waddling her big ass over there trying to get in the middle of the situation with Biggie and E.T. looking for a moment. The other episode, she was looking like, hey, cup Kool-Aid. This episode, she looking like a black snot blob with this black swimming suit on, a high waist trainer underneath to try to suck in this big ass swollen waist. I'm just so I'm over her. I'm over her.
Oh my goodness,
But
that's
that's the
insane.
problem with these girls. They're House A is all go along to get along girls.
Right?
And if you don't go along to get along, then they have a problem with you, and that's what I think Camila is starting to see.
Right.
I believe they are licking coochies in House A. I'm
Well,
just
no.
gonna let it be said. Natalie, E.T., Rolly, Scotty, Mariah, all of them.
Well, now that'll definitely be something to watch depending on who the big individuals is in question.
And Smiley wants so bad to find out how many licks it take to get to the center of a Natalie pop that you sitting over there laughing and keying and joking with the same people that was teamed up to jump you, beat you, and get you out the house not 2.2 seconds ago.
The only thing worse than being a clown is not knowing you're the clown.
I'm just saying, because what in the monkey say, monkey do is going on.
Indeed.
What I didn't like though, Camila, was you should have kept that energy that you gave to Biggie when y'all were walking out. You should have gave that energy to Natalie
Right.
and all those girls. But I forgot. The season isn't over yet. So y'all don't really know the house. They really don't mess with y'all like that. My bad. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all think the other house just don't like Biggie and Smiley. Silly rabbits. Tricks are for kids.
Indeed.
They don't like none of y'all. None of y'all.
And I'm waiting for the situation to just explode on that. I'm going to be there for. I'm not ashamed to say it. I know it's going to be a real ratchet moment, but it's a powder keg. And the fuse has been lit and it's slowly getting to the climax. And I know that it's going to hit because it's boiling over like a pot. I see it. You can't keep pushing people in the corner, telling them to be cool, color in the lines. They're ready to color outside of the lines on the B house. They're ready to be the renegade house for real. Keep an eye on the situation, because I'm telling you, I see it. I've seen it go back like that too many times before. You push a person in the corner, you're really going to see what they're going to do.
I'm just saying. Hey, confidants, those glasses still filled? If not, you might as well go and fill it on up because we got some more to go.
Indeed, because if the glasses ain't filling, it ain't doing it enough for you, grab the Dutch and remember to pass it to the left hand side, you know?
Period. So now you have, look, Biggie done ran up in this house and tried to get to E.T. stuff. The way E.T. tried to get to her stuff. Biggie, you know they was going to block you because you know her stuff probably came in a plastic bag and only $29.99 worth of stuff in the bag.
You better know, hey, from my understanding in the States, hefty is luxury luggage in the hood.
You know, doggone well they wasn't gonna let you get to that girl's stuff and she ain't got no money.
Not at all.
You know, that stuff that she came in with from Rainbow Simply Fashion and
Sloss and swap meat.
I'm just saying something, cause child, while you letting Rolly roll your back up to be her side piece.
I bet you're really doing more than rolling that girl's back.
You should have had Natalie taking you on a shopping spree to up your game so that you can match the baddies that you were on the show with, sis.
Maybe if she had her head in the right place like Scotty did, she'd have a bigger role and they would take her somewhat serious.
I can't.
But that's another story.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, let's see where we at. So, yes. Oh. Now, Biggie, here's the problem that I have with you. Because the way you continually allow them to play in your face is breathtaking to me. It is absolutely breathtaking. And even more so that you're still staying there to continue to let them play in your face the way they do. They let E.T. get to your stuff, but you couldn't get to hers.
Right.
And I was taught you don't stay where you're not wanted. And I force nothing. I force nothing. If you don't want me there, okay, deuces. Your loss, not mine.
Definitely. But I say I hate to keep harping on it. But this situation is about to explode. And it's a matter of who's going to be left standing when it does. And all of those individuals who's playing it safe, you better stop it. Because you're going to get pushed out. Because now it's literally the survival of the fittest. And if you ain't fit enough, you're not going to make it. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for the right narrative. If you really want to save your career path, if you will, because that's what you deem it to be, you gotta stand up and change the narrative.
Period. So speaking of shade, right? Pause for a second. Did y'all see that Zeus put a copy of the Baddies episode, the latest episode, under Jocelyn's cabaret.
They're telling you what it is. There was no accident. They're playing mind games with that girl. They're telling you what it is. They don't care about Chanelli. You are old news. And the only way that you could do something to get out of it is to change the narrative. You had a successful show before, so you know what to do.
Period, Natalie. You know what to do. Because they done clearly put you under Jocelyn's cabaret. I think they trying to hint to something. Zeus is messy. That's a
If you're the OG, show us you're the OG.
look. The Limu knows how to keep girls up, to keep the girls down, baby. That's all I'm saying. The Limu knows how to keep the girls down.
And he know how to take them down too, allegedly.
So now they're on this bus. Biggie done finally left the house and got on the bus. And of course, there's two separate buses. You got House A and House B, but they finally let Sky on the House A bus. And you have the girls on House B telling Biggie, don't mess up the bag this time. Then you have Rolly on the Sprinter for House A talking about Sky had to use the bathroom. So Sky urinated in a cup. She said P was going everywhere. And then she took the cup and set it in the cup holder.
Let's talk about
ghetto hell?
Let's talk about it, right? Now, it's bad enough for the girl to go pee in a cup on a moving vehicle, right? But this is my thing. The thing got brakes, right? Stop the truck or whatever that thing is, and then you throw it out. All of y'all already like sloppy drunk on this bus. Somebody accidentally was gonna drink that pee. Guaranteed. Then you're gonna have another situation.
It wasn't gonna have no situation. You see, Rolly did all that talking at that confessional. She ain't say nothing to Sky. Now, had that been Smiley, had that been Biggie, had that been Anna, who else had? Nah, she wasn't gonna say nothing to Seki. Who else? Had that been Camila that did that, she'd have been all up in their face. Natalie would have been all up in their face. They all would have had so much to say. How come y'all didn't have nothing to say to Sky in that moment?
Now I heard a golden showers, but never a golden throat, and that was the potentiality with that cup laying around.
They didn't have no smoke for Sky, and that's what I be saying about these bullies. They pick and choose who they want to bully.
Because they seen those old black ink highlights. They let that sleeping giant lie. Because once you wake it up, you never know what you're going to get. Sky told you on that old show, I have multiple people in here, and I try to keep them all under control.
I believe she has a person for every person that's on that show.
Undoubtedly.
Except Tasiki.
No,
I don't think
no.
anybody on the show can touch Tasiki.
I think it would be like one of those situations where they just end up tearing up everybody, trying to tear up themselves if ever they had to bump heads. Yeah, it's crazy, but I think we exhausted what we needed to there. We definitely got to push on, and we got to talk about this club situation. I'm gonna let you start it off, and you just address what you feel you need to address here. And I'm definitely gonna jump in with you.
So, we get to this club, and we see DJ Sky is turned to the max, and the girls is pissed.
Definitely.
The girls are what I call half past hot and a quarter to boiling.
Definitely. Definitely. I can't even call her DJ Sky anymore. New name alert. DJ Poom Poom. You hear me? Because there was a lot of that surf in that crowd. Just poom everywhere.
So, it's actually weird because DJ Sky is another one that I wonder, why are you a part of this show?
Yeah, she's a sleeper.
You have a name for yourself, why would you want to taint it? But you know what? I honestly think that a lot of the girls thought this show would be more.
Right.
And I think somehow they got stuck into a narrative that was created by Zeus and social media,
Indeed.
because social media wants to see the girls fight. In all honesty, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the show showing girls that don't know how to use their brain and don't know how to think and have conversations, because you're teaching a generation of girls coming behind you that the way that you handle conflict is with your fists.
It started off on the right path, I feel like, on last season. Even though they really wasn't getting a lot of funds coming in, they started off on the right path. At least they were getting paid. So I thought it was going to continue on, and then that process of compensation for the efforts of these girls would have definitely been met. But you come to this next season and you don't even have any mention of getting to the bag outside of hearsay. I've seen no money changing hands amongst them. I've heard nobody talking about any big payouts from what these girls go through and put themselves through day in and day out, shaking your tail and getting beat on. And for what? And I'm not saying that should be a form of payment for those things to happen. But at the end of the day, if this is my job, you pay me for my job. Period. Don't hire me if you're not going to pay me.
I think it's like really, really messed up. And that's why I keep saying, and I'm going to keep going back to it, pimps up and hoes down. Because Zeus is getting paid.
Definitely.
They're constantly talking about how they're making 10 to 15 million per episode. And I hear the girls talking about, oh yeah, well the checks are pretty nice. This check was nice. But as nice as your check is, I bet Zeus's check was 100 times nicer. So you're still losing. You're still losing the game, because in all honesty, unless you're being paid every time you raise your fist or a fist is being raised at you, honey, you being pimped and you don't even know it.
When you get a chance, girl, do yourself a favor. Check the records there and see what percentage of baddie blunts is going to Natalie and going to Zeus and then to you. And take a look at every time you mention Casamigos, how much money is going to you, how much is going to Zeus. And then you come back and tell me if it makes sense, the thing that you're doing. Big up all of your efforts, but your efforts are in error.
So now we have DJ Sky. She
DJ Poom Poom alert.
coochie skirt, coochie surfing in the crowd, and the baddies is hot because it's taking the attention off of them.
Coach surfing is insane.
In all honesty, the attention ain't been on you the whole season. The attention been on Biggie. The attention has been on Smiley.
Right?
Taseki and Krishan had about 3 episodes. Natalie had a moment with Krishan in a minute in the beginning. Honey, it's a whole bunch of people that start to show away from y'all. So don't get upset with DJ Sky, because she's taking her moment
Yeah.
to shine.
And people are starting to question the stability of your show, Miss Natalie. Maybe Krishan was the vibe and she took the vibe with her.
Nah, she was the fighter. That's where all this started, by letting Krishan. Krishan's behavior is the monster that Zeus created.
True.
Because they let her get away with all that fighting and everything that she did on Zeus. And in her head, it made her feel like it was okay and she was untouchable, because no one did anything when she would jump girls and catch girls off guard and swing on them, because Krishan didn't have a lot of head-up fights. She snaked a lot of people, and that's how she got her one-ups, and that's how she lumped up what's her name last season. So,
But then you gotta look at it on the flip side too, right? If I dress you down in a meat clothes outfit, right, and I throw you in a cage with bears, if you stand there and there's an opportunity for you to run back out of the cage, who's really for the blame?
well, no.
That's all I'm saying. And even with Krishan, and I'm not an advocate for her, I feel like she got her own issues that we could address another time. But even with all of the foolishness that she did, right, she still had some storyline in the midst of it. Not this season that she was on a little piece, but before, she had some sense of storyline in the midst of it. This season, no storyline. Literally, you could take Baddies this season and put it on Now That's TV and it would fit.
Absolutely. No storyline, no originality, no character.
Just a
There's
whole lot of
no
beats.
character on this
Or
show.
should I say beat teens?
Yeah, if you can call them that, because these ain't even real fights. Like half of these girls on this show can't even fight.
Okay.
So we have DJ Sky getting her moment, and
DJ Poom Poom Alert.
Natalie snatches the bottle away from her. Um, and you have DJ Sky doing her confessional saying, I'm going to put on these shades because I know when I'm catching a little shade. And you were, sis. But here's what's getting to me. I thought Natalie was supposed to be your friend. Why is she going out of her way to make you look like you're a non-factor on this show? Is above, beneath, and beyond me.
Right.
Because it's supposed to be your friend, sweetie. So what? And this is why I don't spend so much time talking about people who are my friends.
Right.
Because look at this behavior.
Still here with you, just pouring up.
Hold on. Y'all hear that sound?
But definitely, at the end of the day, if anybody think that Miss Natalie is their friend, they are delusional.
Natalie
Period.
is an opportunist.
She's her own friend. She don't even friend her own body because she settled on OnlyFans.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Allegedly.
She's one of those individuals, like a lot of individuals today, who do not care about you unless you are doing something for them. If you are not making something happen for them, then they do not care about you. And that's Miss Natalie Nunn. She doesn't care about any of those girls, including Scotland. And I wish Scotland, well, I be fighting for Scotty to just get it. I just be fighting for her to get it because somewhere deep down, somehow, I want Scotty to win. I want her to win, but she ain't going to be able to do it up under Natalie.
Definitely not at all. And I hate to backtrack, but I want to backtrack just a little bit, if you will. I'm trying to figure out what this connection is between extraterrestrial and Rolly. There's a lot of intimate moments that people are stepping over.
Wait.
No, I'm talking about the one as they were on their way to the club, right? And then Rolly was sitting across from extraterrestrial, and she noticed her hair out of place. And I seen females fix each other's hair. And then I seen some females fix each other's hair. And it was kind of like a straight and then like a long glance at each other. I'm trying to figure out the situation.
I missed this whole scene.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and take a look at it.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and take a look because I missed it. I saw something getting ready to come up that we're going to talk about because you have them and they... House A is on their one bus talking about what you went to detention for in school, you know, nothing too serious. So then you show them in New York and they're going to see this infamous billboard. And I got to say, number one, before we get there, this is what I was going to point out. Why in the hell of it is thing one and thing -1.5 holding hands walking down the street? This is why I keep saying I think everybody in House A is licking lollipops.
Well, no. Poom Poom is the middle of the day.
And they gotta be, because why are y'all holding hands? And they held hands the whole time. They held hands from the minute they start walking to the minute they got in front of the billboard.
Sounds like a person that's taking ownership.
And this is why, another reason why I feel like Rolly is always jumping up when E.T. is in the middle of stuff. I think they over there in House A having a, what should we call it? A twirl-a-whirl? A whirl-a-twirl?
We should call it, I don't even know what to call it.
A silly swirl. Gnats and nasties.
Well, now there it is. Gnats and nasties. That's the Gnats and nasties. That's a stick right there. Don't try to steal it. We got that. We're locking it down now.
They got gnats and nasties going on over there because it's way too close. It's way too close. Something don't even look right.
But so, I need for you to address that billboard situation, though. I need for you to address it. And I'm going to chime in. But I need for you to address it.
Y'all listen.
Please.
This What? Because I'm not a Team Sky fan, but Team DJ Sky. I'm sorry, but
DJ Poom Poom
this
Alert.
was a moment that we did not know we needed. Sweetie, when I looked up and I saw the baddies had their board and they had their name across it and everybody excited jumping around and they waiting to see what come next, baby. And DJ Skyface flashed clean across the entire billboard.
Wait, no. Because Dare showed up and it said Baddies, aka Saddies East, and none of their pictures was up there.
None, not one.
But then theirs go away after, in the midst of their excitement.
Pass me that bottle.
And then you see the situation, right? Mm-hmm. To where uh, DJ Poom Poom picture shows up there. And you're talking about a situation that gave me so much joy. It gave me joy in places I didn't even think I had the ability to be able to find it, right? Because I'm saying that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do when you're dealing with people who don't have a sense of themselves. Don't be out there fighting and beating yourself up and allow people to beat on you. You fight with your mind. She did something that a punch could never do, and she did not swing one time. My nana had a strange way of telling me how to tell things as far as like life is concerned. And she said, Lord rest her soul, she said, if you don't humble yourself, God has a way of doing it for you. Jah, to be specific, you know? And that was a humbling experience for them girls, for them to understand that Zeus don't care about you the way that you thought they did. That if it did, your face would have been on there. You're a nameless, faceless product. Period.
Listen, everybody's face was dropped. I have never, since Baddies has been airing in these, 3 seasons, have I seen a moment that shut them all up. Baby couldn't say a word. And like Kingston said, this is what we be meaning. That was a baddie move, Sky. Bravo to you.
Back guy.
That was a baddie move. See, everybody think a baddie is someone who stands on business with their hands and fight. No, sweetie, a true baddie knows how to humble you and bring you to your knees without ever lifting a finger to put it in your face. And DJ Sky, that was a boss move. You couldn't have hit them harder if you would have walked up to each one of them and slapped them in your face, in their face yourself.
For those of you out there, if you don't play chess, I want you to learn how to play. And for those of you who do know how to play chess, you witnessed an individual who was definitely a pawn, who went on across the board and grew up and became a queen in the game. I'm not saying as far as class and character, but I'm saying as far as making a power move. She did that. Big up yourself.
Move.
DJ Poom Poom Alert. You hear me?
Move. That's why I have them faces as this thumbnail. Cause listen, if it could have started snowing.
Poom Poom Alert. I love it.
Right then, if it could have started snowing on them right then, it couldn't have made it any more priceless than seeing the look on their face, standing there staring up at that billboard with nothing to say. And Rolly had to admit, I gotta give it to her, she had to admit, man, that was a whole flex.
DJ Poom Poom made it stand still.
But once again, DJ Sky, see, y'all gotta pay attention to the signs. Y'all don't watch enough Investigation Discovery, so y'all don't know how to pay attention. Cause DJ Sky, why wasn't your homie excited for you?
Right.
Why wasn't she happy that you got your moment?
Because it's not really a homie.
Because it's not your girl. Natalie don't care about you. And the moment y'all realize that Natalie don't care about nothing but money, y'all be better for it.
Right. Moving on.
So, now they're on the buses and they're going to dinner. And everyone's sitting together at the table. We're not really going to get into what they talked about on the bus because it wasn't important. They're sitting at the table and Auntie Nat gives a toast. She also announces the vacation to Jamaica that she's going to go on, and she asks who's never been to Jamaica, and the whole table just about raises their hands. They've never been to Jamaica.
That's sad.
And I remember earlier in the episode, she was sitting out on the steps with some of the girls from House A, and she was talking about going this plan that she had. And when she did her confessional, she mentioned she was going to take all the girls, and she's like, well, if Biggie acts right, then she no longer has a problem with her. I thought she wanted her evicted. This really shows how little power Natalie actually has. Because if you really wanted this girl to be evicted and you're supposed to be the EP, why is she still in the house? You had to save face, Natalie, because the girl wasn't going nowhere.
At all. She finally found her voice. And that's the thing that the other young ladies in the house have to begin to do. They have to find their voice. Period. Because if they don't, this is going to be the last time they really get to travel anywhere. For real. That's just the end of it, because there's not going to be anyone that's going to take you seriously in a professional environment to be able to further your career like others have. Again, like you said earlier, maybe some of these individuals, including Natalie, need to take some lessons from Miss Mona Scott. Because she was working with individuals like Remy Ma and Cardi B, and the list goes on. And even Mariah Lynn, I thought she was on her way up, but then she lowered back down in her vibration and found herself on the Zeus Network.
Definitely. And if these girls ain't careful, the only thing they're going to be cast for after Baddies East and Baddies franchise is maybe a Tubi movie.
And OnlyFans.
Trap Queens Part 6 or something.
That part.
So let me see.
Yeah, we're right about, because you talked about how Natalie made the announcement.
Thank
and then after she made the announcement, you know what I mean, they toasting it up, they're all having a good time, and then in comes Suki. The wild card.
Suki. Here comes Suki. And Anna and Mariah are already up in arms because apparently Suki made some posts on the internet about who she wants to go home. So now, Suki, I'm confused. Because you was just in your confessionals and talking to the other girls, talking about why we got to continuously send people home. Aren't we all grown-ass women? Like, didn't you just say that, Suki?
See, but this is the thing, though, right? Suki is just a more hood version of Natalie. Suki is concerned about Suki. She wasn't making the moves that she was making in order for those young ladies, I feel, to stand up for themselves. She just wanted to keep the narrative going. Because if those two individuals that she just pointed as the stars, if they leave, then the show goes down, then Suki doesn't get paid. But if I encourage them to stand up for themselves and to stay in this house and to fight and to find their voice, then my check keeps going, my kids continue to get fed, and I continue to be able to do my bookings. It's a hidden agenda, but very, very public at the same time.
Because at the end of the day, Suki doesn't even have a storyline. She's barely on the show.
Right.
We thought Suki was coming in as a replacement, and Sapphire took her place as a replacement, because we see more Sapphire on the show than we see a Suki.
But
Sapphire has more confessionals than just about any other girls on the show.
But you know what Suki gets?
What's that?
A check.
Well, no.
Suki is not on there for free. I guarantee it.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Whether it's 15 seconds or 1 minute.
It's probably a decent sized check, too, in comparison to the other girls that was on there.
Definitely.
So we have Suki, she coming in, and now all of a sudden, Natalie is telling her to address what she said on the internet and who she thinks should go home. Suki said it's the dinner table. She really didn't want to, but of course, Trap Queen Auntie herself pushes Suki to go ahead and address it.
Mm-hmm.
So she tells Anna, she tells Smiley first she needs to go home because she's not standing up for herself.
Right.
And Smiley feels she's being more washy than wishy because she told her to keep that energy for Anna.
Right.
She tells her to keep that same energy she had for Anna. Keep that energy. She feels like Smiley doesn't have the same energy for all the girls that come at her as she has when Anna and the smaller girls come at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes on to tell Anna that she talks too much smack and she don't back it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, what coach does Suki go and visit when she leaves? Because she came back trying to be Iyanla Van Zant and reverse psychology these ladies. Oh my goodness. And then she tells Mariah, if someone talk about your kids and everything, all this stuff, you need to fight them. And she feels like uh, Mariah needs to go home now. And I'm just trying to understand, like, who put a battery in Suki back.
And she basically told her that all of her efforts were for naught. Now, definitely, they narrated and pushed the envelope for her to fight to get her chain back. But she basically told her that the chain would have remained in Smiley's care if they would not have jumped into this situation with her. Basically saying that all of that vein popping that she did and yelling and screaming and tussling was for nothing because the bulk of it was the heavy lifting, if you will, was done by Suki and Suki's friend. I deliberately didn't say the name because there's no need.
My problem is, if Suki really wanted to stand on business in this situation, all that energy that she had for Biggie and for Smiley, she should have turned it around to the other girls.
Right.
Somebody in this situation should have been big enough to say, if you don't have proof of a situation, let's stop discussing it. Pull the camera, Zeus. Do something in this moment so that we can see what actually happened in this club so that we can put it all to rest.
You know that?
This whole situation could have been ended a long time ago if someone would have stepped back and said, let's see the footage. That's what other shows do when they want to find out what really happened. Flavor of Love used to rewatch the cameras all the time to see what happened.
Yeah.
They even did it on Now That's TV on what's that show with Sapphire, the Academy, not the Academy, just Jessica Dime show.
The Mint.
When the girl got jumped on the Mint, they rewinded the cameras back to see what happened. So you girls could have ended this situation a long time ago, but you didn't have no storylines for this season, so you had to drag the entire thing out.
See, but again, Suki, with all of the issues that she has, she's a genius because her agenda is sure. She wants to get her money and she wants the money train to keep going. But even more important than that, people will tell you where they are if one would just listen. Suki said in the whole situation before it jumped off with Mariah and all of that there, she said, I don't like bullies. Whatever that is in her life, the one thing outside of all of the things that she let slide by as far as life character that she doesn't stand up for, she stands up against people and for people who she feels is being bullied. So
Unless
she did
it's
what
her,
she said.
unless it's her being the bully.
Yeah.
Because she turned around and became the very thing she said she despised.
Yeah, she bullied the bully.
Because literally, excuse me, what she's doing is, without saying she is and showing that she is, she's really showing she's on the bandwagon of the other house. Because you're basically going off hearsay. Like, now, granted, there's some messed up things that Smiley did, but as it relates to Biggie, you're just going over what the mass majority said. You haven't researched and found any of this out to be true yourself.
True.
You telling these girls, fight it out, fight it out, fight it out. No, a real bad bitch would not be telling these girls to fight it out. They would be telling them to stand 10 toes behind yourself and what you believe in, and you don't allow someone to push you into a situation just because they want you to be in it.
But again, you talk about an individual not at all advocating for the behavior again that is from the dirt bottom and does not care about what anybody else thinks, says, or does. When she sat down to the table, they asked her what she was up to. The individual said she was sucking D. Clearly, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Cut my check. That's all she cares about and understands. Cut my check so I could take care of me and mine. Everything else is just extra.
It was kind of a genius move though for her to leave. Can't say body double because they they don't look like,
Right.
but for her to leave someone there in her place to
Right.
keep her seat warm and keep
And,
running the things in her stead.
and gave her play by play every night, I'm
Gave her
sure.
play by play. So then Suki turns around and tells the rest of the girls that Smiley and Biggie are the stars of the show.
Ooh. Rolly almost bust out of those fishnets all in that room.
You see, she ain't said nothing, ain't moved or nothing until Suki said that. Then all of a sudden, here she go want to jump up out the chair because how dare you say that that these two big bitches are the star of the show when I'm sitting here BBL'd up.
Right. She better calm down for somebody called Chance up.
Lord Jesus, maybe that's who need to be on the show to calm her ass down because I'm tired of
That
it.
would definitely get him some ratings.
But the fact of the matter is, Biggie is the star of the show. And y'all don't even realize
Big
with
up yourself,
everything
Big
that you
Biggie.
did, all you did was push Biggie further and further to the
Right.
top. And what I want you to do, Biggie, is bust out the top and keep going away from Zeus.
Biggie,
Away
if you're
from
listening,
Zeus.
and Biggie, if you're listening, we need some of those bags. Remember us. Big up yourself.
Cause listen, it's out of control, and Smiley just wants to go along to get along. She just
Yeah.
wants to fit so bad.
She's tired.
She's willing to take anything because she wants to fit in with the other girls. So then you have Biggie, of course, trying to defend herself, and she went. Now this is where you almost lost me, Biggie, because you're still trying to get some kind of relationship or resolve with Rolly where you don't need one, sis. Consider her a speck in your rearview mirror and keep going. It don't matter why she don't like you. It don't matter what your issue is anymore. Sometimes you have to be okay with not being okay.
Yeah, but in a very transparent moment, right? It's easier said than done to let go of a thing. It's the old age-old adage of the monkey and the diamond. The diamond is in the box, and the monkey, all he would have to do in order to free his hand from the box that is proverbially trapping him is let go of the diamond. But you don't want to let go of what you seem to have placed value in. And she placed value in a relationship that she seemingly had with Rolly, not understanding that it was all a farce.
All a fallacy. And at the end of the day, you do not need her. That's what I need you to understand, Biggie. You do not need her. You have your own identity. You have your own personality. You have your own character, which you allowed us to see so much this season.
Mm-hmm.
You have stood up for yourself. You have stood 10 toes on what you believe. You have stood up to Natalie and called her out on her bullshit. You have stood up against everything that came against you this season, baby girl. You have nothing else to prove to these people. Stop trying to get acceptance from them because you're never going to get it. Take this as a learning moment and use it to propel you to the next height because you don't need this and you don't need this show. Biggie, keep growing and glowing because you are beautiful and we are proud of you, girl. But you don't need this. We don't want to see you back on Zeus next season.
And keep filling up that bag that the boys got you.
So then here we come. And of course, Entertainment Tonight has to get her moment of shine again, at Biggie's expense because it's her own story. It's her only storyline.
Right.
Her storyline is Biggie, Biggie, Biggie. So if Biggie leaves, E.T. has no storyline
Over.
except laying under Rolly. Which one you think is the top and the bottom?
Either way, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stench in the room.
It's a mess. You don't need it. Just cut it off, baby. You don't need them, and you don't need what's going on. You really don't.
Yeah, but the way Biggie picked up that chair, she was looking like the old Color Purple Oprah. She wasn't taking it.
No,
You only got one time.
because at the end of the day, look, you're not gonna keep running up on me. I'm gonna snake you every time I see you. I'm gonna hit you every time I see you, right? Because you have no character, personality, originality, or storyline. So you would. So they kind of separate that, and that's kind of where this episode ends. But
Yeah,
baby, listen, I can't wait to get to this next episode because it looks like the House of Cards is falling down.
indeed. And they taking it to the West Indies, so you know it's gonna get wet, it's gonna get wild, it's gonna get crazy out there. Big up yourself from Jamaica to Trinidad and Tobago.
And it looks like everyone is fighting coming up, so we can't wait to the next episode. Listen, y'all, that's all we have for now.
Big up yourself, Impress.
We hope big up yourself, Kingston. We hope you had a good time with us tonight. And if you did, like we said in the beginning, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification button
Push it, mash it tough.
so that you will be notified when we drop another show. We haven't decided exactly what the day for our random reactions are going to be. But if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when we do drop. We want to say to you all Merry Christmas.
Indeed, God bless now.
And if we do not talk to you again before the new year, please have a wonderful and blessed new year.
Be safe out here and stay dangerous.
Be safe, confidants, lift your glasses, clink and let's drink
And salute to you.
till we meet again. God bless.
Bless it up now.